Okay. I'm indirectly trying to wait for people. So do we have people that today is their first time of joining the class? If today is your first time of joining the class, please type on the chat room that today is your first time. Please, I'm waiting. If today is your first time of joining the class, on the chat room that today is your first time, please make sure you off your camera so you not so you not mistakenly yes. Okay, only one person have responded. Okay, I'll use the next 5 minutes to round off what we did last week so that all of us would flow. I said 5 minutes. I won't like to exceed 5 minutes. Okay. Let me share my last week's screen. Oh, where did I keep this? Okay, I can't find the PowerPoint, but let me just explain it in words. Okay, last week we talked about introduction to data, because from the little survey I did, I realized that most of people that joined the class last week, most of them were new in data professional, in data field, like data related professional something. So I tried to explain what data is all about. I remember vividly that I explained that data is just anything you can see around. The data is not what you see in rows and columns, that those are not the only meaning of data. Data is just everything. Data can be okay, like I use, for example, asking some people in the class that that I can easily ask them, collect a survey, give me the 5 most expensive things that are in your room. And if everybody send the items into my email or any data collection platform that I'm using, I have collected data. You understand? So data is anything you see around. You understand? So when you collect data, I explained the process of data. Is when you collect the data, you clean it up for it to be usable. And I explained that cleaning up of data means you remove you look at the missing values. Most times when you get a raw data, it will definitely be dating. Just like if you just get a raw gold, it will pass, you will refine it, it will pass through fire and all of them before you see the real gold. When you see a gold, it might not even be attractive, though I've not actually seen, but it's the finished work that is attractive. You understand? That's the one that you can now use to make your necklace and the rest of them. So when you get a raw data, it will definitely be dated, because error will come from any means. Do you understand? So when you get it, you clean it by looking at the missing values. Missing values, I explained that if the missing values in each please off your please off. Okay. So I explained that, Mr. Friday, you are interrupting me. So I explained you clean up your data by removing the missing values. Mr. Friday, by cleaning up the missing values, how will you clean missing values? By what am I saying? This thing have distracted me now. So I said that cleaning of the data means removing the missing values, removing the duplicated values. I explained that, for instance, someone wants to write 1 and wrote ONE, whereas others were numerical, 1, 2, 3. So in cleaning up data, your conscience will tell you that what this person wanted to write is ONE. You remove it or replace it with 1. Do you understand? So in cleaning of data, I've explained that is removing missing values or replacing missing values. If the missing values in each column, if they're not up to 60%, how I work, if not up to 60%, I replace it with the mean. Mean is a central tendency, measure of central tendency. I believe all of you knew about it during your statistics mean media mode. So when you remove the duplicates, what else? Change the data type. For instance, some data you collect, when you load it, you realize that maybe you collected date data, maybe date of the event, and when you loaded it, the software read it as text. So you have to change the data type to what? To date data type. So all these things are what you do in cleaning up of data for the data to be attractive. Then you load it and do what? And run your analysis. That's the summary of what I said last week. So today, let's enter into Power BI. I'll be sharing my screen right now. Those raising their hands, Desmond. Okay, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Desmond.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Sorry, that was a mistake actually.
Wow.
I wanted to indicate that I was online when you were talking the early part of the conversation. That was my sorry.
Okay. Raising of hands means that you want to ask questions. Please, let's take note. Thank you. Can you see my screen? Can you people see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, same here, I can see it.
Okay.
I can see your screen, but it's only showing M and nothing more.
Can you people see my slide?
No, not seeing your slide.
Yes, I can see your slide.
I can see the slides actually.
I can see it.
Okay, change your network. I'm using Glow Airtel.
I'm using Airtel. Okay. I can see it now.
Okay. So we are now about to dive into the almighty Power BI that most of you could not wait for. You people killed me with questions, but I forgive you people, Sha.
Yeah.
So,
just like that.
So today we are entering into Power BI. I remember when I was explaining about data, last week, I talked about data visualization, that it helps you to get insight from the data. It helps you for getting intelligence from the data. Do you understand? And also you use data visualization when you want to present the analysis to the stakeholders. Most times our stakeholders, like if you are working in an official organization or formal organization, stakeholders might not be data analysts. Do you understand? They might not even be data professionals. So whenever you finish running whatever you're running, what they want is the finished work for you to explain to them. See, the problem you told me you had, this is the solution. And most times for you to present it for them to be readable and comprehensive, you use data visualization, because that's what everybody can understand, no matter the field you study. Do you understand? So you use data visualization to present the finished work. And with seeing the report, they would know that, okay, this is what it is. Do you understand? And I said that, I remember last week, I'll be talking about last week and I'll be talking about this week, so that people that were not in class will at least understand what we are saying. that steps in running analysis is for you. First step is to ask questions. That question, in that step, you're asking questions is majorly about you. See, you're distracting me. Is you asking your stakeholders the objective, the problem they want to solve with the data. So you ask them, what are the problems you people want to solve? Because if they give you data and you start running the analysis, you might be running the wrong analysis. So you have to understand what the exact problem. Do they want to get a model? Do they want to predict for the future? Or do they just want to get insights? Maybe they want to know in this data how many males, the proportion of male to female, or to understand the like for in business environment, maybe they want to understand the areas that are selling most products for them to stock their warehouse during this period. So this one, they just want to get insight to understand how the sales has been going so far. Do you understand? So you have to understand what your stakeholders want. Those are the questions. I explained SMART question. I explained the meaning of S, that you have to be specific. The question should be measurable. The question should be action-oriented, and the rest of them. R means relevant, and T means that it should be time-defined. Because if they don't have time, that they want the analysis to be done in so time, you might just shift it and be doing another thing. So there should be a specific time governing your analysis. So coming back to today, we are dealing with Power BI, and this is the data analysis. There are many, okay, the content we have here, we'll talk about the introduction to Power BI. We might not actually follow it like this. Okay, let's move on. There are many data visualization platforms, which Microsoft Excel, which I know all of you know about Microsoft Excel, is one of data visualization platform. There is Tableau, and there is Power BI. There are other platforms which I cannot mention, and there are still softwares that are still coming out. We are in digital age, so researches are going on, and people are bringing in softwares to make work easier for us. But now we are going to be using Power BI to explain. If you actually understand the concepts of Power BI, you would be able to use other data visualization platforms. So be more concerned about understanding the concepts of Power BI. Don't understand? Oh, sorry, the concept of data visualization in what I will be explaining today. So I decided we use Power BI as a sample today, being that in Nigeria, I believe the more percentage of us here in Nigeria. In Nigeria, most companies use Power BI or Tableau. So those are the two major data visualization platforms that companies use. So Power BI, you can read what I wrote here, because if you're expecting me to read it one after the other, I might not actually read it. So as I see my screen, be reading and be jotting whatever point and be dropping your question. Just be noting your questions down somewhere else. So Power BI is a business intelligence platform. What do I mean by business intelligence? I remember that I talked about business intelligence when I was explaining last week. Business intelligence is just all about you getting insight from giving data. With the data you get insight from, you'll be able to explain why the business is doing this. Just get insight and explore the data, and you'll be able to understand what is happening in the data, in the business. Excuse me, give me a minute. Let me off my chair. What do you need to get off? No, camera is not on. Okay, I'm back. Who is raising his hands? What's your question? You can unmute yourself and ask question. Or is it a mistake also? Oluwasina. Forgive me, I'm not a Yoruba person. I know more than your name. Okay, he's not talking, so let's continue. So,
hello, good morning.
good morning.
Sorry, I was trying to remove myself. Yes, my question, or I didn't know the class I started last week.
Yes,
I was thinking if you can share the slide to the we that were not around last week.
No.
The slide for last week.
okay. You see what will happen? We have limited time. Everybody just keep your question one side. The ones I cannot answer,
last week is on record. Don't bother yourself. Just go ahead, please.
Okay.
Okay. Last week is on record. Let's
Okay.
go ahead.
So will the recording be available to us?
It will be available at appropriate time, okay?
Please mute yourself so it will not affect or distract me. Power BI, as I said, is a business intelligence and a data visualization platform. One good thing about Power BI is that you can connect to many data sources. Like the last time I checked, there were up to 200 data sources that you can connect to. There are many data sources there that you might never use in your life. So major ones that I've been using, being a data analyst, is I use CSV, I use Excel, and I use SQL, or what is it called? Web data. So those are the major ones. But if you come in an environment where there are many other data sources, you can easily connect it. I know you might not really understand what I mean by data connector. When we go into practical, you understand what I mean. So you can connect to power sources, you can connect to apps. Power BI is synced, synchronized with most of Microsoft's softwares and platforms. You can, like Microsoft Team, you can, is it synchronized? Yeah, you can sync it. Do you understand? So another thing about Power BI is that it's an ETL platform. I remember explaining ETL last week. E means extract, T means transform, L means load. So you can extract data from different data sources. You can transform it. Transforming means cleaning and data wrangling. So in this field, you'll be hearing data cleaning, you'll be hearing data wrangling. Which other data again? You will be hearing data pre-processing. You'll be hearing data munging. All of them are just talking about data transformation. So transforming it for it to be presentable, cleaning it up, transforming it for it to be okay for analysis. Then you load it into the platform that you're using for analysis. Then you run your analysis. You remember, you cannot just run analysis with a data that is dated. Please take note. Even if you don't understand anything I said today, don't forget that don't run an analysis with a dated data or data that have non-available, missing values, data that is not yet transformed, data that is not presentable. Because if you run analysis with that, you will get too many errors. Yes, we know as human beings, error is, you cannot fully avoid error. But in data analysis or in statistics, we try to minimize the error. At least let the error be insignificant. Just like you having 0.5 and 0.6. The error is very insignificant. It might not really have much effect on the data, on the analysis you've run. So now Power BI. Remember, Power BI is a Microsoft platform. So if I forget to put Microsoft Power BI, I know that I'm talking about Microsoft program.
Talk to madam.
Please mute your mic. Oh, God.
Sorry.
So there is Power BI desktop, there is Power BI service, there is Power BI report server, there is Power BI mobile. So those people that we are seeing Power BI on their Android, you know, I talk and talk. It happened to be that I have many teachers more than me in the group. Power BI that you were seeing on your Android is Power BI mobile. So the one I told you people to download is what? Power BI desktop. Now understand, Power BI desktop, they are these four major products that are under Microsoft Power BI. Power BI desktop is, which is the one I told you people to download, is the one that used to do the reporting. Do you understand? That's what you use to import your data. That's the one you use to transform your data. That's the one you use to build your reports. So the main work of data analysis or data visualization or even BI, business intelligence, is done with Power BI desktop. Hence, your Power BI mobile cannot do it. Your Power BI service cannot build your report. Your Power BI report server cannot build your report. So anything you want to do with Power BI starts with Power BI desktop. Understood? Then Power BI service. When you finish building your report and you want to share it with your team members, you use Power BI service. I would, though I'm not using my office email. For you to use Power BI service, you will use either your student's email. You will not use your personal email. You use all these domain email, all these www. Okay, let me use my name, www.ujunwaedum at, let me say I'm working with mtn.com. So it must have a domain name for you to be able to use Power BI service. You cannot use it if you are using Gmail or yahoo.com. So one reason why they're using it is, if you're using Power BI service alone, you cannot share with people that are not in that your company. So it's made for collaboration within your team members. For instance, if I'm using Ujunwa Ejum at mtnng.com. So people, if I publish it, people that I can share that report with are people that are using at mtnng.com. So it is strictly made for collaboration, but I think that if you want to expand the sharing, you will pay for license. That's one most companies used to use. So I've not actually used that one because I've not done a project that require people outside to come and share. So I've explained Power BI desktop, I've explained Power BI service. Power BI report server, as the name implies, it's more of a server. It's where you host your Power BI report in on-prem. I believe all of us understand the difference between on-prem and cloud computing. On-prem is the one you can access in your environment where you are. Cloud computing, Power BI service is cloud, because if you host it in the cloud, anybody that is using that your domain name, email, or you can share it with anybody that you want using that your same domain name. Wherever they are, they can access it. Once they log in and you have shared it with them, they will be able to access it. But Power BI report server is an on-prem report. It can only be accessed on the environment. Power BI mobile is the one that you use to view the reports. Maybe it's more of to enhance mobility. You understand? So wherever you are, you can easily log in and view the report. So far, you have hosted it on your Power BI service. You can view the report on your iOS, your iPhone, your Android or Windows devices. So that's basically the 4 products of Microsoft Power BI. You cannot build dashboard with Power BI desktop. Before I continue, let me advise us, don't depend on that. The slide will still be shared, or depend on that the video record would be given to you people. Grab any information, jot and take notes. The one that you are not clear, ask questions. That's the best way to understand. That's the best way to learn. Okay, you cannot use Power BI desktop to build dashboard. You can only use it to build reports. When we continue, I will explain to you people the difference between a report and a dashboard. So, parts of Power BI. getting a raw data. Remember what I explained to you people. If you get the raw data, you transform it, then you make it, you load it, then analyze it. If you get the data from the data source that you are using, be it Excel, be it CSV, be it SQL, be it websites, be it anything, folder, file, once you get the data, you load it inside Power BI. Then you transform it using Power Query Editor. Then data modeling. Data modeling is part of analysis. Then data visualization. Collaboration is more of Power BI service, which you use to publish and share your reports. Look at the video, the small picture here. Here, I could see my cursor, the movement of my cursor. Can someone unmute and just respond, please?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can see.
It's okay.
You can.
So here, thank you. Here are data sources. You can have data source on the cloud. Here, SQL. This could be Excel or CSV. These are samples of the data source you have. You can even get data from SQL, get data from, as in, simultaneously, and run analysis with both of them. That's one good thing about Power BI. So you get your data, I see in the arrow, you load it inside your Power BI desktop. If you note, they put desktop there, not mobile. You load it inside your Power BI desktop and you publish it inside Power BI service. Your Power BI service is a cloud platform of Power BI. Whenever you see this sign, wherever, technically it means cloud. So it can be accessed with Power BI mobile. Even if you are using tablets, you can even as well access it with your laptop for mobility's sake. So this one, you can also connect your data. When you have loaded this data on the cloud, you can, it's the data, as in maybe the data was changed. Do you understand? Maybe where you are working, you decided to add more data to it. It will automatically affect the what you have pushed to the cloud. It will give you the updated one if you automated it, that you want it to be updated and be giving you, maybe those people that used to present monthly reports. So instead of them to start the process again from desktop, because they have pushed it to service, you can automate it every month by so time. Once I push in data, please give me the updated data visualization. So what the person will do now is, whenever is that time or that day, the person will log into Power BI service and share the report that is being presented, or the dashboard that is being presented. So far, the reports will follow the same template and the same structure, and give to the management. So the person will not be going back and forth again and starting work again. So for this arrow, this is for companies. Maybe your data is majorly for organizations' data. You can lock up your data, like for people to have access to the data. The person will have so code or whatever. This is more like a security. Do you understand? This is more for security. So that's what I would say. Let me stop there. So first one, if you open a Power BI text, let me open my Power BI. I think that would be, you can open your own. So when you download Power BI, this is the interface you will see when you open it. So these are some of the analyses I ran that I've done. So if you like, most times I delete this one, but as a first timer, you can have access to Power BI blog to see people's comments, even Power BI tutorial, if you want to have more insight or knowledge of what Power BI is talking about. So me, I will delete it because I don't need it. So if you have your company's email, for people that are working, you can sign in here. Once you sign in here, you have access to Power BI service. So when you finish doing whatever you want to do and you want to publish, you click publish, it will move to Power BI service. So this is the major interface of Power BI. Here is, let me be using my PowerPoint. Here I called it 1A, 1B, and 1C. So this is it here. Another good thing about Power BI again is I love Microsoft products because they make work easy. Once you put your cursor on it, it will give you an intro of what you're about to click. So here is called reports interface. Should I call it an interface or tab? So this is where you build your report. That's where we are. This is where you build your report. This place that my cursor is hovering on is called canvas. So this is where you will drag and drop your visuals. So the second tab is when you load in data. This is where the data, I should call it your data warehouse. This is where the data you have cleaned and transformed. This is where they will be stored. So the third one is called model. This is where you build a relationship between each data. Majorly, data analysis do more of comparison, comparing this column to this column, comparing this table to this table. As you're comparing, you are getting insight. So this is where you build the relationship. I'll still talk about primary key and foreign key. So this is where you connect your primary keys to your foreign key and your foreign keys to your primary key. As in to connect the table for people that are importing different data sources, they have to be real. They have to have something that they have in common. They are supposed to have a column that all of them, whatever you are connecting with, whatever you are importing, they have to have a column that are related to. So I've explained A, B, 1A, 1B, and C. So 3, 4, and 5. Welcome. Sorry. They've changed the name. Like I updated my own. Okay. What am I pressing? This is where your field would be. When you import data, this is where the columns of the data you have imported, this is where they will be seen. Then this place is called more filter. Like if you want to see only this column, you want to see only this number, maybe you want to see only number 1 and 10, this is where you will filter whatever you want them to visualize. Maybe after running your analysis and you come back, you just want to see that of only 1 year. You can come here and filter it to whatever you want to do. Then here, if you put your cursor on it, it will tell you what it is. See what I'm looking for. Sorry, I made a mistake. This is what I'm looking for. This is like a filter. This is where you filter in whatever you want to filter. When I load in data, you would see that this place will be populated with most of your columns here. So this one is for visualization. This is where you see the visuals. There are more visuals here. So if these ones are not enough, you can click here and get more visuals. So you must be doing complex work for these whole visuals here not to be enough for you. So if you need like word cloud, I don't know if most of you know what I mean by word cloud. Is a type of visualization. So and other visualizations that you feel that are not here. If you put your cursor on it, it will tell you the name of the visual. Here, this one is stacked bar chart. This one is stacked column chart. So if you put your cursor on it, it will tell you what this one is map. This one is scatter chart or scatter plots in statistics. So that's basically all about it. Here, this is where is majorly for beautification. After building your visuals, and you want this one to be red and this one to be yellow, you want the font size to be bigger, and this is where you do more of your beautification. If you look at the symbol self, it will tell you that this is more of beautifying, like roller that they used to paint walls. This is where you used to beautify the visuals that you have dropped on your canvas. So for here is filled. This is where you drag each column and keep. I've explained here, this is where you see the columns that you have loaded inside. Is there any other one that I've not explained? Okay. For inserts, just once you click it, I don't know how I will explain it. They are very much explainable. The one you don't know, put cursor on it, it will tell you what it is. Put cursor on it, it will tell you what it is. So, like if you want to change the theme, you want it to be only black. You want everything there to be black. These are the themes. If you want more, you can browse for more theme, or you can even use your gallery and build theme. Maybe you want your face to be at the background of this thing. For women now, you want your birthday studio picture to be the background of your visual. You can use it here. Then this one is majorly for help. Which of them have not, more importantly, that I've not explained. Then maybe you have loaded your data and you notice that there is more transformation that you've not done. So in Power BI, you can do ETL or ELT. ETL is extract, transform, and load. ELT is extract, load, and transform. So you can do either of them. You can just extract, load it on the warehouse. Then maybe after much, you want to transform, do another data cleaning. You can easily click on transform data and clean up your data. After cleaning it, you bring it back to this Power BI. For transformation, what you use, for cleaning of data, what you use is Power Query. So I've actually explained the summary of the interface. When we start the work proper, this is just a summary of what I explained here. When we start the work proper, you would understand more about that. Okay. For this one is the architecture. I explained to you people ETL or ELT. You bring in your data from different data sources. These are some of the data sources, even your Oracle, other database, even SQL Server. So you can bring in data from even your server, from the cloud and the rest of them. You extract them. I think this arrow explained it better. You extract them, then you transform it using Power Query. Power Query is the engine that helps Power BI to transform data. There you can clean up your data. There, remember, if I say clean up, I'm not talking about delete your data. Clean means cleaning, like washing your data, making it to be clean. And I've explained what cleaning of data entails. I think I have a slide that explained it better. Then you load it in your warehouse, visualize it, then push it for your business, for business users or for stakeholders to understand or get intelligence, get insight from what their data is all about. Then building blocks of Power BI. We have visualization, which is more like the summary of what Power BI used to do. I told you people that Power BI is a data visualization and business intelligence platform, or rather is a Microsoft data visualization and business intelligence platform. This Power BI is a little bit related to Microsoft Excel for people that are so grounded in Microsoft Excel. If you are so grounded in Microsoft Excel, there's some terminology that I've talked about now that you understand. I've talked about Power Query, and there's Power Query in Excel. People that are doing the hard part of, not really hard, which grammar should I use now? the complex part of Microsoft Power BI. If you are using it, most people that are using most complex part of Power BI don't really need Power BI. But Power BI make work easier for you because it's just drag and drop. And sometimes it gives you, Power BI have machine learning or AI application that helps you. So reports. Report is those ones that you have posted on this canvas. I don't have a particular, I don't have a one report that I've built. As soon as I have a report that I've built, I would have pushed it here so you people will understand what I mean by reports. So I'm not with the laptop, I have most of my reports. So dashboard. The difference between this report and dashboard. Good morning, sir. The difference between this report and dashboard. Report is where you just, the insights you are getting from your data, you are just building visual about that. Okay, and you know I like using illustration or examples to drive home my point. So now let me and data and dashboard to be like a boutique. You know, when you enter a boutique or any store, there are many products inside the store, but there are some products that they will put on the showcase that even if you are walking around or just passing by, you will get those ones that are on the showcase are what will attract you inside the store. Then when you get into the store, you will now see many products. So the ones that are on the store are the ones that are emphasizing more on what the stakeholders are talking about. So those ones that are on the showcase could be likened to be a dashboard. Then reports could be likened to be those items that you see when you get into the store. Now coming back to data, maybe you are given a data, and the objective of the data is maybe they want you to help them to get more insight on how their sales have gone, let me say, during this year. Should I say this year? Yeah, region-wise, country-wise, by categories, by subcategories, depending on the manufacturing company. So your reports are, as you are doing your data wrangling, you are getting some other insight that can help the business to grow. So anyone you are getting, just be visualizing it, just be dropping it on that you know, I've explained what canvas is. Just be dropping them on the canvas. So all the things they are getting are just the insights. I mean, you could get other insights that are not even related to what the stakeholders told you, but as a data analyst or a data professional, you understand that this insight would help the company to go well. Do you understand? So you are just going to be building any report that's insightful, that would give business, that will bring intelligence to the business data. Those are what is called report. And I said a report is only report Power BI desktop. So dashboard is only built on Power BI service. When you finish building this report and you have published it in your Power BI service, that's where you build your dashboard. From those reports that you have pushed, you can now be extracting the major ones, the ones that will drive home, that will emphasize more on what you want to talk about. Those are the ones you will now be dragging into your dashboard. Dashboard is most times one page. You understand? Dashboard is always one page, but reports can be in different pages. Okay, let me open my Power BI desktop. So you can build a report in page 1, build another report, maybe what you want to drop here, the insights you are getting that much. So what you are dropping here is already jam-packed. You open another page, or maybe the insights you got here is more regional. What you are getting is basically on region, on the states, or on the states. You can use this page for state insights, open another page for region insight, open another page for country insights, open another page for, let me say, I'm using more of manufacturing company because that's what almost all of us are conversant with. So all these pages are your reports, but dashboard can only be in one page. So back to, so data sets, you know what data sets? Data set is a group of data. You understand? So tile is one of the, if you build a data, let me say, I don't have data here. As mean I've loaded data. Once I click here, the thing will show me the line plot of what I've clicked. So what line plot is here, this one, another visual is here, another visual is here, another visual is here. So this one is a tile, this one is a tile, this one is a tile. So a report is a group of tiles. Do you understand? A report is made up of tiles because you are not building, you can't just build only one report and let them occupy only one page and you run to another page. How many pages will you stop from? So each visual, let me call it visual, at least that one you understand. Each visual could be likened to be a tile. Okay. This is a summary of difference between dashboard and the report. And I've said a report, a dashboard is always in one page. A report can be in one or more page. So you can read up. I've explained majorly the major difference between dashboard and report, but let me just read out what is here. Or you can just screenshot and ask any necessary question. So in dashboard, you can pin existing visualization or tile only from the current dashboard to your other dashboard. This could be from the, from the current, it should be current report to another dashboard, or even if it's in one dashboard, you can easily drag it and drop in another dashboard. Okay, in dashboard, you cannot filter or slice, but a report, you can filter, you can highlight, you can slice. In dashboard, you can create alert. You can create alert like, if there is any change in this data, I want to receive message in my email. Like, it's more of if you notice any anomaly or something like that, it would give you an alert. But in report, no, because your report is still on-prem. It's not yet in the cloud, so you will not get any alert. You cannot automate it to give you alert if they notice any anomaly activity. Okay. These are just it. You can read up if you want. Data transformation involves, sorry, bear with me. Okay. I've been talking about data transformation whenever I talk about ATL. So now here it is. Data transformation is just data cleaning and data wrangling. Wrangling, W-R-A-N-G-L-I-N-G. Data wrangling is just you exploring the data, getting insight from the data. So it involves removing of empty rows or columns. If the missing values on each row, you know, row is horizontally, column is vertically. If each column, maybe the column have, I used to tell my students, if it have more than 60% missing values, let me say you have 1,000 rows, and in this column, 600 rows does not have any value, it's advisable you drop the column. It means that the column is not relevant. What will you start replacing? But if it's like 40% or even just one or two cells that does not have, you can replace it with the mean value of the column. Then for row, if the whole row have missing value, what you do is to drop the row. The same thing that applies to, okay, you drop the row. If you want to replace, you replace with the column. Okay, which dropping and choosing relevant columns. Okay, so there's some data that will be given to you and the objective you want to achieve. Maybe there's some columns that are not needed. For instance, they told you to find this from the sales they've made so year. They want you to know the product that is moving faster. They want you to know the time that maybe is in the morning or in the afternoon that they used to make much sales or whatever. And now the data they gave you had customer ID. What are you doing with customer ID? It's not necessary in the objective, so you drop the column. So it will not really be obstructing you from seeing the more important columns. So renaming of column, maybe the data that they gave you, they use acronyms as the column name. And you, the data analyst, you might not be conversant with those acronyms. So you have the chance of changing that column to a name that is suitable for you, so that whenever you see the name, you know that this is what the name is talking about. Understanding the data type, I use the example, for instance, you have date, and the Power BI read it as string or alphabet. So in data transforming, you have to change it to date data set. Because if you don't change it, if you run the analysis, or maybe date they wrote 2022, then hyphen 02 hyphen, today's date is 26, and maybe the data came and read it as numeric. It's not supposed to be numeric, it's supposed to be date data type. Because if you don't change it to date data type, when you want to run analysis that is related to that column, the column will read it as alpha, as numbers, maybe even sum it for you, or even find the average for you. So it will affect your analysis. Removing of errors. If you have errors, you remove them by cleaning up. I remember using ONE and ordinary one, numeric one, to explain to you people. Or maybe this person wanted to write Ujunwa. This person wrote Ujunwa in capital letter. Then with another column came and wrote Ujunwa in small letter. So most times, some platforms will read them as different data input. So you need to put them in likely this thing, so that if you want to do counting, the computer will, or the platform will count the other one, will include the other one in counting. It will not count it as different entity. Removing duplicates. Which example, which illustration should I use as? Okay. Just the name is, the thing is well explanatory. Then replacing of values and so on. Maybe you told people data collection you did, write your countries. One person wrote United States of America in full. The other person wrote Nigeria in full. The other person wrote NGR. The other person wrote USA. You know both of them are talking about the same thing. So you have to choose the one you will replace it with. Either you replace United States of America with USA and the rest of them. So these are just the summary of what you can do in data transformation for the data to be good or presentable for data visualization or data analysis. Okay, I've explained this one. This one is more of relationship. Please, I have some errors. That's what I'm correcting. Bear with me. This is more of joining two different data sets together. I told you if you want to run analysis with two different data sets, you have to make sure that they are related. If they are not related, then they cannot be modeled. You cannot just be talking about collect data from for students in class. You want to run the analysis with the data from company. You see, they're not correlating. So data you are running is supposed to be correlated with their primary and foreign key. We'll talk more of primary and foreign key when we start SQL, because that's where we'll dwell more with primary and foreign key. But in summary, let me explain, like give you people a hint what primary and foreign key is all about. Okay, for instance, you collected data. The data they gave you have a table. If I say table, table means rows and columns. They have a table called customer table. In that customer table, they have columns called, each customer, they gave the customer ID. So they have a column, customer ID, customer name, customer's location, customer age. They stopped it. Then they have a column called sales. They had a table called sales table. In that sales table, they had a column called customer ID. That's the customer that bought the product. Now, are you seeing the relationship between these two tables? The other one have customer ID. This one have customer ID. Customer ID, sale ID, product that they bought, price, and the rest of them. Now, if you import or extract the data and put it in Power BI, on a norm, Power BI will automatically see that correlation and build a relationship between that. But in case that it failed, don't fully depend on machines. That's why you have to understand what machines are doing, so that in case they fail to do what they're supposed to do, you will manually do it. In case they fail, now these two examples I put now, customer ID is a primary ID because that ID represents each column. So whenever you see customer ID, you are talking about this customer. You are talking about this customer's location. Let me say customer ID number 1 is Ujunwa. I base in the customer I base in Lagos. I am so age, and you get, so wherever they see 1 as in their customer ID, in the customer ID of the other table, they will know that they are talking about this Ujunwa that was in that first table. Now, are you getting the correlation, the relationship? Now that relating this table, remember there are 2 different tables, but they are related. Do you understand? In SQL, you will get to understand it more, but you need it in this Power BI. So, Power Query. Power Query is the tool, is the engine that helps data transformation. All those things I listed in data transformation, you cannot do it without Power Query. So Power Query is the engine that helps you to do that. So it's the engine that helps you to change data type, that helps you to filter rows and columns, that helps you to change and remove columns, help splitting of columns, adding new columns, and replacing values with so one, duplicates, and the rest of them. Power Query is the engine. And whenever you want to do analysis, you get a cleaned up data already. Sometimes they will give you a cleaned up data. Then that one, you don't really need much data transformation because they have cleaned up the data for you. Or else you want to get more insight. For instance, they gave you a data that have, I remember I mentioned it last week. They give you data that have unit price, a column called unit price, a column called quantity. And maybe from the insights you are getting, you want to know the amounts they sold, as in the sales, maybe in this month, how much did they make? They didn't give you the total price they sold the item, but they gave you the unit price and they gave you the quantity. And maybe the data has been fully cleaned. So now in this one, you will now click. Remember, the data has been transformed as in literally transformed. This one, you can go back here, click transform data. If you click it, you create a new column, call it whatever name you call it, so that you know what that column is talking about. You can call it prices, total price. Then you will do a normal mathematical operation. This column times the normal thing you do in your Microsoft Excel. You want this column to be equal to this times this, let it populate this column. With that, you have, when you want to get insight how much they made in January, you can easily do that one, because remember, it was not given to you in your data, but you can transform. Remember, the data has also been transformed and cleaned. Now you are transforming it again. So the last slide before we enter practical is DAX. You must have been hearing about DAX. So DAX is data analysis expression. DAX is like a natural language which you use to transform data. Okay, let me read up what I wrote here. It's a collection of functions, operators, and constants that can be used in a formula and expression, blah, 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 blah. I don't like reading out my slide. That's why I once I open slide, please try and read it, because I might not end up reading them. So in transforming your data, that is what it's called calculated column. That is what it's called calculated measure. Calculated column is you like creating a new column inside the column that was given, extracting a new column from a column that was given to you. Calculated measure is still extracting another column from the column given to you, but the difference there is that calculated column will not, will appear, as in when you create the column, it will appear here. This place the road field, it will appear here as a column, a new column. But calculated measure will appear with calculator sign, which shows that it's not a column. So when you click here, you will not see a column called anything you created as your calculated measure, but you will see the one that you created as a calculated column. One advantage of calculated column is that calculated measure, being that is not included among the new columns that you've created, so it does not occupy memory space. You know, there's a level of data that you have in your Power BI, it will be hanging. Like I remember working with data set that was close to 1 million. I waited, my system kept on running. I got tired. So the more the data, it occupies space. So if you want to create a column that you don't necessarily need, as in you just want to use it to do one particular thing in this analysis, why would you go and start creating a new column? You use calculated measure for it. When we start, we understand when to use calculated measure and when to use calculated column. So before we go to practical proper, I need to get 1 or 2 questions that would let me understand if I am communicating. Wow, your voice is so low. Wow, and I've been talking for ages. Jane, hope it didn't affect. Oh shit. Okay, please ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask. I'm waiting. Oluwafemi, ask your question. You've asked your question.
Yeah, in the beginning, about the life for last week.
Okay, your hand is still raised up. Maybe you have to remove your hand. That's what I saw.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I was with that.
Okay. Who else? Ojewuyi, please. If I asked for forgiveness before this class started. I'm not a Yoruba, so if I murder your name, bear with me. Thank you.
And please, I seem to be lost in the training. Maybe you are too fast today, or I don't know, because with the look of things, I don't see the possibility of me being able to understand this if I cannot have access to rewatch this all over again. And from my observation, so many people have been leaving already. Maybe that is what is also happening to them. I don't know if there is a way we can work around this together so that it will not just be a waste of one's time. You know, the whole essence is for one to be able to understand how this works. I don't know if I'm asking too much or
Okay.
something.
Noted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oluwalope. Unmute yourself and ask.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
Sorry, I want to know, we going to the practical class aspect rather, sorry. Are
That's what
we going to make use of a data connection, I mean a mobile data to our system?
That's what I want us to do now. So all this now I've been saying are theoretical part of it. So I'm trying to at least let's start off practical today.
Yeah,
I didn't really know that I was rushing. Please forgive me.
yeah, sorry, I mean, are we going to connect our system to the internet?
No, Power BI, you can use it without data, or else if you want to push it to Power BI service, you can connect to data.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Oh, shy. I thought it was a fault from my side. Please increase your volume. Please, were people hearing my voice?
Yes, your voice was loud. Maybe it's a fault from
Yes,
their end.
yes, I can hear you clearly too.
Okay.
Okay.
Samuel said, throw more light on tile. Tile is like a visual. I try as much as possible. You might not actually understand all this theory that I'm speaking. All of them are English. So I was a little bit rushing. So we'll see the practical and see the real life practical of it. Please, you guys should bear with me. When I start, I will explain to you what that is practically. So, which other question? Lolu, Tolu, God of mercy. Olabode. Olabode, please ask a question.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the easy learning, easy lecturing, right? So the question I want to ask is that concerning data transformation, I think that's where the problem comes in. I just want you to brush us up a bit. So just maybe if it is true practical, you can have a practical for us concerning data transformation. Thank you.
Okay, noted. Thank you. Which other person? Oluwayemisi. Please, Omeuna, forgive me. Ask your question, please. Unmute yourself and ask question. If you are not ready, we'll enter practical, please.
Okay. I don't even know where to start, really. I don't know. I think it's from the slide.
Start anywhere.
Okay. The data. Okay, I understood data modeling and Power Query, but I think that is the only one that I understood out of everything you've mentioned today.
Chai, my heart is broken. Please, people raising hands, calm down. Let's enter practical. I will explain it from practical.
Because when your cursor is on something, before I know it, you've moved to another one. So I'm not really putting the blame on you, but I'm just saying that if it is something that something that we can have ahead of time to first read over, then by the time you come to explain, it thinks better. We'll be able to. No, let me use myself. I'll be able to get it better. But when it is at the point of the lecture, I have it, and you're also working with time and all that. It's faster for me to understand that way.
Okay.
And now we are not even sure if we are going to have the slide or the video, so it's
I understand. You've made your point. Thank you. Ujunwa,
Yes.
ask your question. Your hand is up.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning there.
Not that I really have a question, but I just want to make something clear. I feel that this data analysis or data science has to do with practical. So some persons that are already complaining, this is just an explanation of what we'll see while going through the practical. So I believe we understand more while practicalizing on them, because I don't think if she explain from now till tomorrow, you still not get it without any practical. So let's just bear with her while we start the practical. You get more. Thank you.
Thank you. Which other person? Many hands. Please, you people should permit me to ignore you people for now. Please, let's enter practical. Please, we are running behind schedule.
Hello, mentor.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Sorry. For those, for the person who actually asked about tile and data transformation, I actually want to clear this. Um, tile is just like a placeholder for where your visualization, where you actually have your visuals, and it's actually the let me just say the series of the numbers of tiles you have actually make up a data dashboard. Am I actually correct? Please, I stand to
No,
be correct.
it made up the data reports. The
Okay,
report that you are building.
it makes up the data report. That's for actually the tile. And someone who is actually asking about transformation or so, I believe the tutor should actually clear the air about that, please.
Okay. Which other person? Olalek. Nah, these names are. Might no bite my tongue, please. Oh. Just unmute yourself and ask question. If you answer, if you've talked, please raise down your hand, so I will not call you back.
Hello, mentor. Hello, okay. Mentor.
Go
Hello.
On.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
I'm Joseph Henry.
Okay.
I just want to appeal that this slide is possible. Let us have it after the class so we can be reading up. I believe if we read up, yes, this slide, then understanding the practical will be very easier. That's my
Okay, sir. The slide, one thing you people should know, the slide and this training, that the training is recorded, and the slide will be made available still under probability share. But I've been advising, don't rely on the slide or the record. Listen in the class, ask your question, like learn as if there is no other alternative. That's the best. Because all of you are looking for a slide, If you get the slide, you might not even understand it. That's the truth. So the slide might not really do much as you people are depending on it. So it's better you learn from the class. If you get the slide, good. If you get the record, it will be an addition to you. Thank you. Uchechi, please, let's be faster. Thank you. Go on. If Uchechi is not available, the next person, if you are raising your hand, unmute yourself and talk.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for the class. I really enjoy it. So please, before we venture into the practical, I noticed that we don't have any data set that we can use from here to actually go along with you. So I don't know. Is it that we don't have any data sets that's been sent to us for us to also have this add-on practical along with you?
Okay. Maybe all of you are on that system.
Group.
On the platform.
We need the WhatsApp group.
I will share a data.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. The third person should be asking. Who is asking? Oh. Okay. Let me Uchechi talk. Let me share the slide to you people now. Ask your questions now as I'm trying to share the slide. Okay. Where is the group again? Nice.
I think we should continue. The questions can come later, maybe later, much later after the practicals, please.
I want to share the slide. Sorry, not slide, the data.
Okay.
I'll drop it on the
platform?
on the on the WhatsApp page. Oh shit. Sorry for the time. Okay, I've sent it. You can download it. You can go to the page and download it. Okay, back to the class. Let me share my screen. Can you people see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay. You can hear me back. So now
yes.
I want to import the data. I'm at the extracting part. Okay, here is where you get your data. If you click here, you see hundreds of data sources.
Excuse, we cannot see your screen.
Really? You're not seeing Power BI?
I can see it, though. I can see it.
You should stop using Airtel. Really?
I'm just the mentorship channel 2 presentation, nothing else.
Hey, we see my Power BI screen.
Yeah, I can see your Power BI screen.
I can see it. For me, just that the cursor is a bit small, actually, but I can see it.
I can see your screen.
I even had to share particular window so that the thing will be a little bit expanded. But is this still tiny? If the other one I was sharing, which one is better?
It's okay now.
Okay, yeah, it's better now.
When you zoom it, you can see it clearly.
This one is better.
Okay, so this is where you get your data. before you import data, you have to know whether it's an Excel file. You have to know the extension, whether it's Excel or .csv or whatever. So these are the data sources. You see my SQL database, Postgres, whatever. These are the data sources that you can import your data from. This one, Azure is cloud. So even from Google Analytics, for people that are doing e-commerce, you know e-commerce, you use Google Analytics to run your analysis, to know I've forgotten, people that click and whatever. So these are even from GitHub. You can import data from GitHub. So Power BI connects to many data sources. So, but the data source we are using, what I sent to you people is .csv. So if you click any one, it will go to your local file, local disk, and show you all the files that you have there that are in the same extension with the one you click. So I click CSV, connect. So now this is so the data I sent to you people is samples superstore. You
please,
click it.
I didn't see how you click. Oh.
Okay, let me go back.
Please.
You see, this one will delay also. Go to data, get data. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm following. Yeah, I'm following.
Click more.
More, okay.
So leave it on all. Then click CSV. If the data you are importing is in like a folder, you click file, then you go to folder and click. So
what is wrong with my own now? You don't show.
So all, click CSV, connect.
CSV.
If you have downloaded it, then know where you downloaded it to. If it's on your download or desktop, you find it where you downloaded
Don't see the
CSV. Then open. So it will take a while. So the data is coming into my Power BI environment. So see my data now.
I've not seen my CSV.
Hey, God bless. But have you downloaded it from the group chats?
Yes, I have.
So where did it save?
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay,
you download your data?
Sorry. Hello, listen, please. Is it text and CSV?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we all here? This method will really delay also.
Yes, I'm following.
Yes, you are there. Can you please just continue so that the other person can just...
So we are going to be using ETL, extract, transform, and load. So transform data. So are you seeing that is leading me to Power Query Editor? I told you people that Power Query is the engine in Power BI that helps transformation. So now I'm trying to, because I know the data, I know that the data has been cleaned, but I want you people to understand how you know that data is cleaned. Okay, now this second class, if you click this arrow, it will give you a summary of what is in that data. We have first class, same day, second class, standard class. Assuming there is another one, they wrote standard class as maybe standard, second class as small letter, capital letter, it will bring it out as another thing. So what
Hello,
you do is,
your screen. I don't know. I'm not getting to see the Power Query editor on your screen here.
Are you seeing it now?
It's just showing me apply changes, discard changes, view connected files, blah blah blah, and other things. I can't see anything.
Hey, log out and log in. No, you are on another world. You need to come into Nigeria with us. Maybe you are still in Ukraine. Log out and log in.
Russia.
So looking at this now, it shows that there is no duplicate. As in not really duplicate, there is no error. Everything is distinct. This one here will bring out the distinct values that you have in that columns. So if you look at this thing, they are distinct. As when we have second class, came again and have another second class, maybe second written in small letter, class written in capital letter, we will have to transform it for it to be a distinct value.
Still the same thing.
Still the same thing. For it to, is it the person in Ukraine?
No, I just came in back. Still the same thing. Your screen is still at canvas. Your screen is frozen.
Okay. Can people see me? Other people can please save me. Can people see me?
No, we are just in the part.
So is it that you are in Russia?
We are not seeing you. We cannot see it.
Yes, it's frozen. No, it's frozen.
It's still at canvas.
Really?
Yes.
What are you people seeing now? Are you seeing the movement of my cursor?
Yes, you can see the movement now.
Everybody can see the movement of your cursor, but it's still showing the Excel, the SQL, the normal interface.
Really?
Where you canvas. Please check if you have a multiple screen on your system.
Okay, let me
if you share on a multiple screen on your system, then it will.
Okay. Let me share together. Share my entire screen. I think that one is better. Okay. Can people see the data now?
Yeah, you are back up in Ukraine.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes.
I'm back to Nigeria. So
you are back in Ukraine. Continue.
So now this is how you know whether your data, you are trying to understand if there is error in the data. Now there is first class, there is second class, there is what I was explaining, there is no like all of them, the distinct values are the same. This distinct data or values are the same. As when you have first class here, you came again and have first class, first in small letters, and being that not the same case. Do you understand? So you know that maybe the person that input the data made mistake, the person didn't use the same case to input the data. So what you do is you replace value, change it to the method that you want it to be. But for this data, it is correct. You click OK. Come to segments. This is what you will be checking to be sure before you load the data. You see, it's distinct. Okay. Here, there is only USA. That means the data is for only USA country. So this column now is not necessarily needed since the data is only from USA. So there is no variation. So it's either you leave it. If you leave it, it's not really necessary because you can't compare anything out of this data because all of them are from USA. I get my point. So you deleting this data is not wrong because there is no variation. There should be variation in column. So this one cities, this one states. This is what you will check if there is any change or whatever. Okay.
Madam, I'm not seeing your screen. What's happening now?
Again?
Yeah, I'm not seeing your screen.
No, me, I can
No,
see
we
it.
can see you. We can see the screen. Oh.
Hey, some people will take me to jail today. It's well. So the same thing with others. As I told the people, this data is clean. I brought it out for this thing, for easier work. Maybe the one I'll give you people for you people to work as projects will be more tedious. You know, in class they'll teach you 1+1, then give you assignment on more complex, Abby. So that's what I will do. After this class, I'll give you people projects that you people will do. I'll divide you people in groups. Then you do the project. I'll select a group leader. You do the project and submit. So this is basically the data is already cleaned. There is no missing value. That's what I was also checking for it. There is no missing value in all the columns. So we can load it now. You click close and apply. So I've come back to my Power BI. It is loading now. I have meeting. So the data has loaded.
Please, I need help. Hello?
Speak
Hello, mentor.
out.
Please, I need help.
Yeah.
My network issue just got restored, so I don't know how to import the data sheet back to the Power BI. I'm so sorry for drawing us back. I'm so sorry.
I've closed my. Go to your top right. You see where they wrote apply and close. I've closed my Power Query. Close and apply. Top right. Have you seen it?
Top right, left right. Yes. No, I've
Close
not seen.
and apply.
No.
Oh.
Okay. I don't think she has gotten the data. Go to get data.
Have you
imported? Okay. No, I've not imported. The network went off from the point where I last spoke.
We have to discuss how this class will go. If not, we'll spend 3 weeks still on Power BI. Click get data before I bite my tongue.
Okay.
Man, this is more than network issue now. I can't see your screen. Why?
Oga, calm down now. It's your own problem. Everybody.
It's your problem. We can see the screen now. We can see the screen.
Log out and log in. It's happened to me.
Go to get data. Click more. Sorry.
Okay, get data. I should click on more. More. Okay, more. Okay, yes, I've seen more.
Wait for it to load. See text and CSV. And when we are using text/CSV, it's because the data is sent to it's having extension of .csv.
Sorry.
Having .xm whatever, it means that it's Excel. So this data is sent to.
Wait, it rolled and it stopped.
Hey, we have to move on. I don't.
Please, I'll suggest that we continue with this class. Then the mentor should please make the video available for those that will go through it again, because there's no time here, and we too we are working on some other things like that.
Please, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, I'm almost there.
You can chat me up. Chat me up after this class, because I supposed to end this class next 5 minutes. I have a meeting.
Please, after the class, connect with the mentor.
So now,
so that you can get the one that you have missed.
If you notice now, hey, I have meeting now. They've started calling me. Excuse me. Hello, sir. Sam. Okay, I'm coming, sir. Oh, God. Okay, I don't really know, but I'm coming, sir. Thank you. What is my strength? Okay. So back to what I'm saying. I have less than 4 minutes to summarize. Now we've imported the data. If you notice, go to your field. The data is here. Are you seeing it? Sample superstore.
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, we can see. We can see.
Click the drop down. You see the column names in that data. Now, I told you people this one is called what? Report. The second one is called data. This is like a data warehouse. After transforming and once you load your data, the data will be loaded here. So see the data here. Do you understand? So anything you do on your Power Query when you are transforming, after transforming, you load it. Once you load it, it will come to it will be effective, or it will have effect on the data that is in your data warehouse here. I will tag it as data warehouse. So now this is it. Assuming we want to know, I'll do one now. We end the class, please. They've started calling me. You know, this one is volunteering. This one is the one that my job. Please bear with me. Okay, now if you click category, so someone that is asking, let me delete this view recovery. I don't want to view it. Someone that is asking tile, this thing is likely to be a tile. So now I clicked category. You see, it brought category here, and it automatically gave me a visual that I'm supposed to use. But assuming I don't want to use this visual, I want to use pie charts, because you have to put in the particular thing you want to use. You have to fill this interface, or rather these questions. Add data field, add for the value you want to get from the visual. You add the data you want to use. I want to run only one before we move. Okay. Now I clicked category. I clicked profit. What I ran now is category by profit. I want to know the profit that they made in each category. So now look at the tile, the visual. It's telling me that for furniture, they made profit of 18,400 and blah, blah, blah. Office file, they make the profit of this. Are you getting it? But assuming you don't want it to be on table visual, you want it to be on, let me say, bar charts. Are you seeing it? So now from this, now the stakeholders can see that they made more profit on technology categories, followed by office supply categories, that they made the least profit on furniture. So they can make decision in their management meeting. Why are we not making profit in furniture? They want to find why they're not making profit in this, or should they do promo on furniture to get more customers? Then after promo, they will increase the price for them to make profit. I believe at least this little will continue next week. I'm keeping my boss waiting, please. Bear with me. The class is supposed to actually end by 12:30, but something beyond my control happened. They called me at the office that I should rush to office. Please, I'm the data analyst and they need me to be in the office now. Please bear with me. I'm begging. The class is supposed to end by 12:30, but I'm cutting it short now.
It's okay, It's okay. Is that possible assignment or something we can work on?
Okay, with this now, you can start finding insights. Look at the data. Oh, this one goes para for me. Look at the data now. You can start understanding the data. Okay, there is ship mode. Let me know the ship mode that made the highest profit. Let me know the segment that made the highest profit. Like you are doing data wrangling. You are trying to get insight and understand how the sales or how the business went for that particular period. You understand? So you can just start doing your own. If you have a question, I believe I'm active on the group chat. You can even call me and I will answer you, please.
Okay, that's what I want to hear. Thank you.
Make them know sack me, please.
No problem.
See you next week.
See you later.
Thanks for understanding. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem.
You're welcome, ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, ma. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the class.
Abiola, what do you want? Do you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question with how she got to Power Query.
Hello, I can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello, go on.
Okay, please.
Power Query.
Ali, how she got the Power Query?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, where do you understand it to so that you can know where to start?
Okay. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, I can hear you. Go on, please.
Say get data.
Yeah, I understand where she goes.
Click on more. Then select the file. Then import the file. After import, next.
Okay, so when you click on the get data, are you getting me? So
yes.
It's going to link you to different way you can get the data, whether through Excel, CSV, SQL, and others. So since you know the kind of data you are using, if your data is Excel, are you getting me? So you click on the Excel.
Yes. Okay.
So it's going to take you to the memory of your system where you actually keep that data, either in documents or download. Are you getting me? From there, you click it. It's going to automatically load on that canvas space. So from there now, so if you see there is a 3 icon at the left hand side where you see reports. There is another one there. After that one done, that's where you can go to the data warehouse.
Okay, that's the third one. The third one, eh?
No, the second one.
Okay, the second one.
The second one, yes. So if you click on that second one,
data warehouse.
Thank you. Yes. So that one will take you to the data warehouse.
Wait.
That's where you see the
Wait, Oyedele. Okay, now I have clicked on the get data. It has, and then click on more. So I'm not using text, stroke, CSV, or Excel workbook. Which one?
Okay, because the data set she sent, according to her, she said
it was on CSV. Yes, so I'll click on that.
You click on that.
Okay, so it has taken me to the Excel, and I've clicked on the data itself. So now I'm now seeing load, transform data. Which one will I do now? Which one will I click on?
No, don't do anything. Just leave it. It's actually coming up.
Okay.
So you see the thing we started reading in megabytes, right?
It has not started reading anything.
But it's still rolling.
It's no longer rolling. I have clicked on text stroke CSV and it has taken me to my Excel itself, and I've imported. So I just saw the sample superstore Excel sheet. Then I'm seeing extract table using example, load, transform data, cancel. So which one will I click on?
Okay, no. So press on load. Press on load. Yes.
Okay, so I press on load.
It's coming up, right?